Hi, this is Dan from DIY Domination. Have you ever thought about growing your own tomatoes at home? Well, you've come to the right place. There's something incredibly satisfying about biting into a juicy, sun-ripened tomato that you've grown yourself. And the best part, it's easier than you might think. With just a few simple tools and a pinch of patience, you can transform your kitchen windowsill, balcony, or back garden into a thriving tomato plantation. From choosing the right varieties to planting, watering, and harvesting, we'll guide you through each step of the process. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a green-thumbed novice, this guide will help you cultivate delicious, homegrown tomatoes in no time. You'll learn how to care for your plants, protect them from pests, and make sure they get just the right amount of sunshine and nutrients. So, are you ready to embark on this rewarding gardening journey? The first step in growing tomatoes at home is to choose your tomato variety. Now, the world of tomatoes is diverse and vast. There are hundreds of varieties, each bringing its unique flavor, size, and growth characteristics to the table. Cherry tomatoes, for instance, are small, sweet, and perfect for salads or snacking. Roma tomatoes are your go-to variety for sauces and pastes, thanks to their firm flesh and fewer seeds. Beefsteak tomatoes, true to their name, are large and meaty, making them ideal for slicing and dicing. Then there are heirloom varieties, treasured for their taste and often unusual colors. Determinate varieties are compact and good for container gardening, while indeterminate types grow and produce fruit all season long. So, consider your culinary needs, available space, and local climate when making your choice. Remember, variety is the spice of life, and it's no different with tomatoes. After you've selected your tomato variety, it's time to prepare your growing space. Your chosen growing space can be a container, a raised garden bed, or an in-ground garden. The key is to ensure that, wherever you choose, it gets 6 to 8 hours of sunlight per day. Tomatoes love the sun, and they need this amount of light to grow and produce fruit effectively. Now let's talk about preparing your containers or garden beds. If you're using containers, make sure they have good drainage holes at the bottom to prevent waterlogging. A container that's at least 12 inches deep and 12 inches wide is a good start for one tomato plant. For raised beds or in-ground gardens, start by weeding the area thoroughly. You want to give your tomato plants the best chance of thriving without competition from weeds. Then, till the soil to about a foot deep to loosen it up and improve aeration. With your growing space ready, it's time to plant. Whether you're starting from seeds or seedlings, planting your tomatoes is an important step. If you're working with seedlings, you'll want to transplant them when they reach a height of around 6 to 8 inches. Dig a hole deep enough to accommodate the roots and a bit of the stem. This encourages strong root growth and a sturdy plant. For those starting from seeds, you'll need to begin indoors about 6 to 8 weeks before the last expected frost date in your area. Follow the instructions on your seed packet for the appropriate planting depth and spacing. Regardless of whether you're planting seeds or seedlings, you'll want to make sure your soil is well prepared. Tomatoes thrive in high-quality potting soil or garden soil that's been enriched with compost. They prefer a well-draining, loamy soil with a good amount of organic matter. When you're ready to plant, dig a hole or create a furrow in the soil. The depth should be the same as the seedlings were in their original pots. This ensures that the roots are covered and the stem is properly supported. Spacing is also crucial. Tomato plants need room to breathe, so aim to space your plants at least 2 to 3 feet apart. This allows for proper air circulation, which can help prevent diseases from taking hold. Once your tomatoes are in the ground, give the area a good watering. This helps settle the soil around the roots and provides necessary hydration for your new plants. And there you have it. You've successfully planted your tomatoes, but your work isn't done quite yet. Tomatoes, like all plants, need care and attention to thrive. After planting your tomatoes, the next step is to ensure they receive enough water. It's not just about quantity, but also about timing and technique. But we'll delve into that in the next segment. For now, give yourself a pat on the back. You're well on your way to growing a successful crop of tomatoes. Watering and fertilizing your tomato plants are crucial steps in ensuring their healthy growth. These are the lifeblood of your plants, providing them with the necessary hydration and nutrients to flourish and produce those juicy, ripe tomatoes you're waiting for. Let's start with watering. The key to watering tomatoes is consistency. Your tomato plants need a steady supply of water to avoid water stress, which can lead to problems like blossom end rot or split fruits. So, how much water do they need? Well, a good rule of thumb is to aim for about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of water per week, including rainfall. But remember, this can vary depending on the weather and the size of your plants. And where should you water? Direct your watering can or hose to the base of the plants. Wetting the leaves can create a haven for fungal diseases. So keep the water off the foliage and in the soil where it's needed most. Now, on to fertilizing. Tomatoes are heavy feeders, meaning they require a lot of nutrients to grow their best. A well-balanced, slow-release fertilizer or organic compost can do the trick. Look for one that's high in potassium, which tomatoes particularly crave. Follow the package instructions for application rates and timing. It's also a good idea to give your plants a second round of fertilization when they start flowering and setting fruit. This added boost will help ensure they have the nutrients they need during this critical growth period. Remember, fertilizers are not a one-size-fits-all solution. Some tomato varieties may have specific nutritional needs, so do a bit of research on your chosen type. In some, consistent watering and proper fertilization are key to fostering healthy, productive tomato plants. It's a bit of a balancing act, but with a little practice, you'll find the routine that works best for your green friends. With adequate water and nutrients, your plants are ready to grow and bear fruit. As your tomato plants grow, they may require some additional care. If you're growing indeterminate varieties, which keep growing and producing fruit, consider staking or caging. This helps support the plant, keeping the fruit off the ground and reducing disease risk. It's as simple as placing a stake or cage around the plant and gently tying the branches to it as they grow. Next, let's talk about pruning. Start by removing the lower branches that touch the soil, as they're more susceptible to disease. You can also pinch off the suckers or small side shoots to encourage better air circulation and fruit production. Finally, mulching is a crucial step. Mulch the soil around your tomato plants with organic materials like straw or compost. This not only retains soil moisture and suppresses weeds, but also regulates soil temperature. With these steps, your plants are well on their way to producing a bountiful harvest. The final steps in growing tomatoes at home involve monitoring for pests and diseases and harvesting your tomatoes. Let's start with pests. Some common pests that may visit your tomato plants include aphids and hornworms. Aphids, tiny insects that suck the sap from your plants, can be washed off with a strong stream of water or controlled with organic or chemical insecticides. Hornworms, green caterpillars that munch on the leaves and fruits, can be hand-picked and relocated far from your garden. As for diseases, blight is a common issue. Blight is a fungal disease that can cause spots on the leaves and fruit and even kill the plant. If you notice signs of blight, remove affected parts immediately, and consider using a fungicide to prevent further spread. It's important to remember that prevention is better than cure. Regularly check your plants, maintain good air circulation, avoid wetting the leaves, and keep the area clean and free from plant debris. Now, let's move on to the exciting part, harvesting your tomatoes. Wait until your tomatoes have reached their mature color, which can range from deep red to orange, yellow, or even black depending on the variety. They should feel slightly firm but not hard. To harvest, gently twist the tomato off the vine or use a pair of pruning shears if necessary. Do remember, tomatoes continue to ripen after they've been picked. So, if you have tomatoes that are almost ripe but a frost is imminent, you can pick them and let them ripen indoors. Also, don't forget to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Whether you're making a fresh salad, a hearty sauce, or simply enjoying a tomato straight from the vine, there's nothing quite like the taste of a homegrown tomato. Congratulations, you are now equipped with the knowledge to grow your own tomatoes at home.